Okay. Jeffrey Harris reporting 411 Mania. We are at Nevada's 3 Square Food Bank, and we are talking to the mouth of the South, the WWE Hall of Famer, the one, the only, Jimmy Hart, baby.
Jeffrey, how you doing, baby?
I am better than Custer. Thanks for asking. How are you?
You know, everything is so cool. We've had a great day today over here, and I was telling the story to somebody earlier. I said, you know, it really hits home because I was raised by a single parent. My mother raised me, and sometimes we didn't have a lot of food on the table because I had to work each and every day, do it at pick-pack grocery store, use my own money to buy my school clothes and meals and stuff at school. My mother worked 2 jobs, so sometimes, you know, it's peanut butter sandwiches and lima beans or butter beans, and you know, but I've always grown up like that. So to hear the stories that people told about a lot of the people that are misfortunate and don't have a lot of food and what this bank does for them, it's just great.
So all these years, how does it feel that, you know, you can still work with WWE and you can help out with these great community events that are supporting families in Las Vegas and Nevada?
It makes me feel like I'm 18 years old again, but I just love being with the company. The company's been always so good, and I always tell them that the WWE have put a lot of wrestlers food on the table for them, happening through all these years.
Now, Jimmy, you have lived the life, my man. I mean, you probably have some stories in Las Vegas, right?
Well, I do. You know, my band, before I got into the wrestling, I was part of a group called the Gentrys, and one of our tours up here was with Dick Clark. We were on a tour with the Beach Boys, Sonny and Cher, the Gentrys. I think Steppenwolf was on it and a few groups like that, but it was all bus tours back then. So we'd hit all those stops every day, 7 days a week for like a month. We did all those bus tours back then, and Las Vegas was one of our stops.
Yeah, I mean, you've done music, you've done managing, but I don't think I ever knew. Were you ever like a booker or writer for wrestling?
Well, when WCW disbanded, I was part of a company called the XWF with my friend Brian Knobs and them, and we put a lot of the matches together. In Memphis, I used to help Jerry Lawler put some of the matches together too. So I had fun. Oh, WCW, I had 605 on Saturday night. Me, Tony Schiavone, and myself, and David Pinzer, and I think Iron Anderson, and we were doing 2 2s and 2 3s on Saturday up against college football and everything. So I had fun doing that.
Now, in your career, do you know a guy who was like a very good-natured, like ribber, like good-natured about it, like you could all, like, you'd play a prank, a practical joke, and everyone would have a good laugh about it. It wasn't mean-spirited. Do you remember anyone like that?
Yeah, Mr. Fuji, of course, and Bobby Heenan was kind of like that too. Bobby Heenan was good on those one-liners, man, you know. But Mr. Fuji would do that, and there's been several guys through the years doing it. But, you know, we had a great camaraderie back then. We had a great time. Think about this. When I was on the road with the WWF back then, WWE now, we'd go into any building, and that's like our office. And you walk in, you've got Andre over to the left playing cards with Arnold Skolin. You got the Honky Tonk Man to the right tuning his guitar. Mr. Fuji playing tricks on everybody. Bobby Heenan telling jokes. Jake the Snake Roberts putting Damon in the bag. The Bulldogs feeding Matilda. It was just such a great era back then.
Did anyone ever potato you in the ring?
Woo. A few people. Jerry Lawler broke my jaw one time.
Man.
And I've had a few other injuries, but I'd rather not say who right now because they might come and retaliate.
Well, you know, there's still one spot open for Money in the Bank tomorrow. Do you think maybe it's time for Jimmy Hart? Maybe he can cash in that briefcase and get that.
The megaphone.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
You know, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. That's a song by Toby Keith. But you know, who knows what the future holds for anything, but I enjoy going to these Money in the Banks. I do it publicity for them. The SummerSlams are great, the WrestleManias, of course, and like I said, I'm always there when they call on me. I'm going to be there, you know that.
Can you describe like that moment when you have that reaction from the fans and you can connect with them? What is that? Can you describe that feeling in any words?
Well, it's kind of like out of a body experience. You just, you know, it's just something when you go through those curtains and walk down that thing, and the fans are either chewing you or booing you. You know, it's just, you just don't know how you know what I'm saying? It's just something very special about it. One time I had to go and manage Ric Flair for a week, and his opponent was Hulk Hogan when I was in the WWF. I think Bobby had a hurt neck and couldn't do it. Standing in the ring with Ric Flair and listening to the people boo him and cheer him, and then hearing the Hulk come out, which I've done before, it was just electric. I mean, it was just so much stuff happening in there. It was just, the building was like they're ready to blow open, man. It was crazy. It was just so loud because, two people that are just bigger than life in this business. So it was great.
And how special is it, I'm just so moved when you guys can have these interactions and kids and just, maybe kids who have been through some hard times or anything and just make their whole day. I mean, how special is that? How special does that feel?
Well, it's special to me. I hope it's special to them because, to be around as many years as I have and for people to still know who we are, thanks to the network too, because you can go back and watch a lot of the old Jimmy Hart matches on anything. And so I've just been so excited for all that to happen. So it's been great.
Now, I'm a big action figure guy. I really want your Build-A-Figure action figure, and I've been having trouble getting all the pieces. But is that new one, is that your favorite, or do you have a favorite action figure of yourself?
Well, a lot of them are very, I enjoy everything I've had out. I got some new ones coming out by the way too, but Mattel's been great with them. All the companies that have put them out through the years have been great. But I got to tell you a quick story talking about action figures. You remember when our LJN came out years ago?
the big rubber ones.
Yeah, we were in Poughkeepsie, New York. They just came out. They brought a box of them out. Lou Albano comes to me and goes, "Jimmy, come here. I said, "What?" He goes, "I want to tell you a secret." I said, "What?" He goes, "I just found out that my action figure and your action figure are the #1 selling action figure." I'm like, "Oh my God, that's great!" Now that night, later on, a car was taking me, Fred Blassie, Bobby Heenan, and Mr. Fuji back to the airport. So in the car, Bobby goes, Lou Albano came up to me and told me my figure and his figure was the #1 figure. Mr. Fuji goes, "What?" He said, "He told me my figure and his figure was the #1 figure." And then Mr. Fuji, then Fred Blassie goes, "That pencil neck geek, I'm going to get him. He told me my figure and his figure." But that's so funny you mentioned action figures. It really was.
Okay, so last thing, any message you'd like to send to the fans out there for WWE Money in the Bank weekend, or anything about today's event with 3 Square Food Bank?
If you can't get a ticket for Money in the Bank, make sure you can watch it on our network, of course. But every chance you have a chance to donate your time or money or help out or do anything you can do for the food bank here, please do so because they need your help.
Jimmy, you're a living legend. I can never thank you enough for what you do for the fans, what you've given the business, what you continue to give the business, man. You are once in a universe, man. Once in a WWE universe.
Well,
so
I
thank
love you for saying, Jeffrey. Thank you for watching so many years, man. We love you, baby.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.